market setting.
Now, the latest Redmi edition phones from Xiaomi might just be the best. My first experience with any K series phone, the K70 Pro, has absolutely blown my mind. For the last 5 days, this has been my daily driver. So I want to talk specs, build quality, cameras, processor, everything, from top to bottom and inside and out. Let's talk. And for a change, I'm going to start with the cameras. The rear triple camera setup is a 50 megapixel wide, a 50 megapixel 2x telephoto optical zoom lens, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. Photos from this device have blown me away. Food shots, outside, ultra wide, zoom. The 2x optical zoom lens, and you know I love a zoom lens, goes up to 50 times hybrid. And as you can see here, zooming all the way in at 50x isn't exactly an oil painting. Super impressed. Now obviously later we'll talk about internals, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which has a lot to do with it. But as far as video recording, it's 8K on the rear wide, and 4K 60 frames per second on all. As you can see, I am way too high up just now, going way too fast, but stabilization is spot on. Colors, everything just looks and feels smooth. Right here, the reflection you can see is through the bus window, but if you look beyond the reflection of the bus window, stabilization, colors, no noise, no grain, absolutely blown away by the video recording and photography of the K70 Pro. Now display wise, to view all your content, again, an unbelievable lineup. 120Hz, 6.7 inch, HDR10 plus, 4000 nits peak brightness, that OLED panel, 526 PPIs. When I talk about the price later, you will be as blown away, because this is not a £1,000 plus device. Viewing content is unbelievable, and if you've not got your headphones, which is connected by Bluetooth 5.4, the speakers sound phenomenal. Now when you first get the device, have no fear. The Xiaomi Mi Mover app will move all your data from your old phone, whether it's iOS or Android, straight to your new Xiaomi device, and it takes about 10 minutes. And once you've done it, as you can see here, all your Google apps, yes, Google apps, will be installed automatically. And inside the box, there's a charger, a very premium case, and a charging cable. The charger is 120 watts because yes folks, this mid-tier device has 120 watts charging, a 5000 milliamp hour battery, and all in all, this phone can go from dead to full in about 20 minutes. They say 18, I say 20. Now, I've mentioned already the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, the most powerful SoC on the planet bar none. I am not a gamer, but I want to play games. I've actually downloaded about 8 to try over the next week, because for the next week, this is going to be my daily driver still. Asphalt 9 is my go-to, and that's because it's easy to play and looks so good on camera. I don't play this enough to get any throttling, but please let me know in the comments if you've had any issues with the 8 Gen 3 from throttling or heating issues. I certainly haven't. So there we have it, the Redmi K70 Pro. Now, like all Average Dad reviews going forward, I have my Average Dad point scoring system. This is a standard 5 category, 5 points available in each category table. There's no special points for being mid-range, budget or flagship. It's a generic 5 points must scoring system. The Redmi K70 Pro, for design, I've given the Redmi K70 3 points. A generic, yes, squared off design, but I love the flat front display. I really love the marble-like effect, or I guess like slate effect on the back. A simple camera bump, not smudge or fingerprint attractive at all. And the aluminium sides, yeah, all look very nice in this black, and the white colour looks good too. So for design, I've given it a 3. Now as far as build quality, 2 points. Simple reason being, it doesn't feel as premium as an S23 Ultra, for example, or an iPhone 15 Pro Max used to film this video. It doesn't have Gorilla Glass Victus, and I'm not too sure how much this would withstand many falls or drops. So, for that reason, build quality, while not bad, I'm just going to give it a 2. Now, moving on to software, HyperOS is the new skin from Xiaomi, and I've mentioned before that MIUI 12, 13, 14 was one of my favourite Android skins. HyperOS has made it more hyper. It's taken it up a notch in my level. Speed-wise, combined with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip and the 16 gigabytes of fast RAM, this phone is a beast. And the software is fluid, animations are fantastic. There's a light mode, game mode, there's all the modes you could want. There's all the security, the fingerprint biometric, Face ID, Xiaomi do fantastic biometrics. Altogether, the software package, I had to give this a 4 out of 5. I still and can't see this changing at any point. As far as Android go, it's One UI. One UI 6 is fantastic. That's the gatekeeper, the standard bearer in the software category when it comes to Android devices. And penultimate round is cameras. Listen, if this was based on a mid-tier camera setup, it would be 5 out of 5. And that's pretty much the same for most categories, to be honest. As far as build quality and design and software, if we weren't including phones like the Samsung S23 Ultra and the Vivo X100 Pro, then this would be the best. And I genuinely do think this is the best phone under £600 on the planet. 100%. No debate in my opinion. But because it is a generic 5-point scoring system and it is up against the likes of Samsung and Apple, I have to give the cameras 3 out of 5. Again, not a bad score at all. As you've seen already, the 2x optical zoom lens, which most mid-tier phones don't get, is brilliant. Up to 50 times digital hybrid zoom looks really good. 8K on the rear and 4K 60 on all rear lenses. You've seen the footage. I have to give this a 3 out of 5 on the camera front. And the final category, and something I want to talk about for a second, the price. I've given this 5 out of 5. I would give this 5 stars, 100%, as far as price goes. WONDA Mobile, link in description, are selling 3 variants of the K70 Pro. This is the 16GB, 512GB of storage version, and it's roughly £545. Yes, you heard me correctly. £545. If you wanted to splash out and get the 24GB of RAM with 1TB of UFS 4.0 storage, it would be just over £600. That is unbelievable value for money. Just to kind of recap the specs, it's a 6.67 inch OLED 120Hz display. There's a 5000 mAh battery, 120 watts wired charging, a triple camera setup, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, UFS 4.0 storage on board. It's a beast. And all coming in, heck, you could go for the 12GB, 256GB of storage, and that would be, I believe, under £500. Blown away, my first ever K70 device, and I can tell you, it will not be my last. This, if I was as big as Mr. Who's the Boss or Super SAF or MKBHD, I would have a proper award ceremony. This would win the Budget Phone Award all day long. Mid-tier phone award all day long. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this review format. A lot of the phone at the start, just my beautiful face talking at the end to give away the points. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure to like, subscribe and share the video. It really helps. And until next time.